Potter Jr. In this lesson, let me give you some tips for soloing over a jazz blues progression. After you watch this video lesson, click on the link that's right below this video, and that will take you over to PracticeTheGuitar.com, and there you can find this jazz blues solo at 15 different tempos with full notation and backing tracks to practice along with. Go check that out. Soloing over a jazz blues has a lot of challenges for any guitar player, and one of the biggest challenges that you're going to have to deal with is navigating the key changes. And in a jazz blues, you basically have, you know, a 1 chord or a 1-7 chord, which in this case would be a B flat 7. And what you need to be able to do there is play a B flat Mixolydian scale. And then when it switches to the 4 chord, you're going to want to be able to play an E flat Mixolydian scale. And for the 5 chord, you're going to want to be able to play F Mixolydian over that as well. So there's a lot of key changes, there's a lot of modes. You can use arpeggios over this, and a lot of times the guys just simply play the pentatonic scale just because it sounds awesome and you don't have to make all these different key changes. So if you're not familiar with those scales, go to PracticeTheGuitar.com. We have all of them there that you can practice with at all the different tempos. That'll be really helpful for you to improve your soloing, especially in this jazz blues setting. And one of the other really big things that you want to be able to do to solo over a jazz blues is to make simple phrases. And that's what this solo does in 4-bar groupings, and it's really, really helpful and really useful. You can hear that they would call that call and response phrasing is one way of wording that. And you can hear it where measure 1, covering the B flat chord, goes, then measure 2, covering the E flat chord, there is a call or a statement and then an answer to that statement in those 2 measures alone. There's a sound. And then it goes back to the original one. And then it ends the whole thing with this last statement. The other aspect that you'd really want to work on for making the changes in a jazz solo like this would be to be able to nail the arpeggios. And because you have B flat, E flat, B flat, F7, and back to B flat, and there's a few other chords as well, like, you know, there's a G7 in here, there's a C minor 7, and there's an F minor 7, or F7 rather. So a lot of key changes, and you can simply, rather than playing scales, outline these chords by playing arpeggios rather than just scales. And then so these are all really useful patterns and important patterns to learn. Hammer-ons, slides, shifts, and pull-offs are all really important in this style of soloing as well. You can hear right there, there's 2 slides that sort of help you navigate the key changes and the arpeggios. So there's a good example there. nice smooth sound. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Click on the link that's right below this video, and that will take you over to PracticeTheGuitar.com, and there you can find this jazz blues solo at 15 different tempos with full notation, tablature, and backing tracks to practice along with.